I go? Amen. So, I've gotten some of your cards. I'll come around and get some more. Is there anything anybody wants to share, came up in their circle, some insight or something that's been weighing on your heart?
But I'm a servant boy and lifetime member of this community. And one of the things I want to share is the fact that this is not our first go around of having these sessions. Sinai has been here and done a social return. The city of top 10 of every disease they can possibly name. Glad to see John Hopkins, but my question is, what's going to happen to us when this data goes into place? Are we going to see any programs that's going to benefit the knowledge we just given? Or is all this data going to be put in and it's going to use for a grant that's not going to benefit this community? So I'm asking publicly that you come back before and share how you're going to use this. If we're going to be a part of a process of change, don't just come and make me feel like you are repeating history that Baltimore and John Hopkins' reputation has been known for. Okay? Don't do this. I've been there, my family been there, and I'm just done with information taken out of this community and we're not benefiting from it. Enough is enough. So if you care about this community, like you say you can today, bring that information back here with some resources that's going to change the top 10 of homicide, the top 10 of HIV and AIDS, the top 10 of stroke, kidney, cancer, anything you can name. Stop using us for guinea pigs. Put somebody.
All right.
Enough is enough. And if that's what you want to do, I prefer you not even come.
So I want to ask a question, and I want to hear from this woman here. Normally it would be like, so talk that. I would like to not have that happen. I would like to consider, and I would like to, people over here hiding me do this stuff. I would like to consider if we could take the same question, what steps are necessary? What would need to be done besides just coming back and saying, oh, here's your data back? What would need to be done to allow the community in partnership to utilize this information? It's going to help a conference, but what is the intention of the conference? How does that conference actually help the community? I wonder if it would be helpful to say, instead of to ask, but to say, what would make this viable and useful if that's the intention for it to be? Before I go there, does this woman have her hand up?
Okay, to piggyback on what Deborah said, we're still talking data, how will it be viable? But what Deborah is saying, after you retrieve our information, use it to maybe help you get a grant or do your conference, how will that money be regenerated into this community to maybe give us some kind of program that will be a start? Because every time we go through this, we don't see the end result. Our information is retrieved, is utilized, and then we don't get anything out of it. That's what she's saying. It's one thing to tell us that, you're going to utilize the information or give us the information that you've gathered and come up with the solution, but where is the resources to back what we could use in our community to help at least one situation? So we never see anything come out of it.
Are not living in the community. But I know I am here, my presence is here as a volunteer a lot. But what I do know is that this is a community that meets all the social determinants, the bad part of them that Deborah spoke about. We are also in this community the 82-62, meaning people in the community tend to live to be 62 when Roland Park lives to be 82. So we know what that divide is. So what we put on our chart, and you will see it, it says check with George Mitchell. And what we meant by that is the George Mitchells in this room. Check with people who are already here, already know what the needs are, already know what the data is because it's real every day when you walk the street, who already have started to make headway in bringing some of the things to the community, such as safety, cops on patrol, such as clean the neighborhood, the whole issue that happened in New York, how broken windows and how the community influences. It's all known. There are plans that's being made to do something. So rather than someone come and research the social determinants again, why not look at what's in place and gird that up? Let that be the stimulus grant. Let George and all the Georges in this room be the grant. Let Hopkins be maybe the advisor. I don't even know if it's a grant because I came in late, sorry. But I think it's time that the community that's already doing the hard and dirty work be the central point. And that's always possible because you just need a PI from Hopkins to co-PI. You know, and then you'll be able to bring it where it is, and we don't have all that indirect cost that I don't know what it is, 50, 60%. We won't have all the staff positions. We will have the money coming here where it's needed. I see the needs every day. And it's time we do something other than talk.
We got some folks going to speak behind them in reference to the liquor store, and everybody is saying the right thing. But this been going on in Park Heights now for about 10 or 12 years. And y'all hear me every month. Y'all hear me? I'm sick of it. So we got to bring some people in that are professionals at this. This is what they do. And the way they get started and how they do it is to come and do what they're doing now. It's not about collecting data and repeating and all that kind of stuff. These people are guest of ours. And believe me, the reason why they're here, Doc sitting over there, I communicate with these people in different groups, different organizations. Something is going to get done. I guarantee you it's going to get done. And this is the start of it, but I don't want this conversation to go this way. I don't. All the things we're talking about right now, we don't talk about 20 times, 30 times, 100 times. I want the conversation to go this way. So let's not talk about negatives and what hasn't been done and all this kind of stuff and everything else, and don't do this, don't do that. What we want to talk about is how we're going to improve and how we're going to get things done. And this is how it starts. This is not the ending. This is not the middle. This is the beginning. So let's make sure we all stick with what I say every week, every month. We all got to do what? We got to stick together. This is our community, our kids, and it's our responsibility. Ain't nobody coming in here doing anything unless our community sticks there and say they can. So let's stick with the program, what she's doing. I've been with this lady. I went to New York with her. I went to Chicago with her, and I went to Detroit with her. She knows exactly what she's doing. So let's stick with her.
You went to Detroit with someone else.
We've been misused and there's no trust. So I want to go ahead and hear from the other people that are here.
Okay, I'm good?
Yes, sir.
All right.
You're not going to let y'all.
Yeah. Hello, everybody. How you doing? My name is Cole Tangela. I was born a few blocks from here and raised here until the age of 26, the 2500 block of Oswego Avenue, and I've lived in Baltimore my entire life. What I would like to share is that I don't believe we should come at this as people of color, African black folk, from a point of deficiency, waiting for individuals on high to swoop down and heal us. All of us know our issues and our pain, and we just need individuals to help guide us through it. What I think would make this system work is that the individuals who are truly affected by all the devastating aspects, whether it's recidivism, incarceration, the stigma in it, those dealing with the disease of addiction, and all the challenges that face our community, when all this information is brought back, that those individuals genuinely and authentically be placed in a position of power to determine what is needed. The best person to determine how to get off of drugs would be an individual who is in recovery and can get and take that information. Just because you have a doctorate does not mean you have the knowledge on the human level to elevate somebody into sobriety. Two, only an individual brother and sister who came out of incarceration and may own a business now can truly speak on how an individual can transform themselves and uplift themselves. Only when individuals who've been shut out, you give them genuine power to say yes or no, this money goes here, this money goes there, will things truly change. as long as we wait for so-called experts. And it's a big thing now about the tyranny of the expert and aligned with oppression and marginalization. That dynamic has to change. And only when we embrace our humanity and our greatness will things truly and authentically begin to change. So I think that whole dynamic from on high coming down has to be flipped. Those who are at the bottom should tell those with the credential and the academic skills, this is what helped me, this is what we need, and you implement that and you bring us up. No more individuals coming in and telling people who are struggling what they need to do. Listen and respect what they say. Don't be patronizing and condescending to people just because they don't have a degree, they can't articulate a white European language as well as they do. But if you can understand what they're saying, then genuinely and authentically respect it. No patronizing and say, oh, I hear you, yeah. But what you really need is what I know from my years of academic study. Respect human beings and then give it to them. And I believe only when those at the bottom can truly have power can things change. And also, one last thing, black folk who have power need to learn to share it with those who are disenfranchised and stop making money and holding a job on the oppression and pain of other black folk. And we need to stop being protectionist with white folks who come in. We believe their benevolence, but they have a vested interest because people make money off of people of color's pain. We don't need to protect them. If they are genuine, if they are trustworthy, if they are authentic and wanting to help people, it will show.